Hello everyone. Welcome to the live mini course. I am literally so excited that y'all are here. If you're new here, my name's Latisse Hudson and I'm your host this week. So we're about to have a good old time. I literally haven't done one of these lives in a year. The last one I did was last June. So I'm really excited to be here with all of you guys. So I'm going to make sure that I'm actually live. I'm going to check here on my phone. It looks like we are live. So as y'all are coming in the room, please hashtag live in the comments so that I know that you are here, because I am going to be looking at the chat over here on my phone, because we're going to be just having a good conversation today. Okay. So as you're coming in, hashtag live, so this bumps in the algorithm so everybody gets notified. And then also, I want you guys to, as you're coming in the room, to comment below where you're tuning from and what type of coach are you. So are you a fitness coach? Are you from Alabama? Are you from Hawaii? Wherever you're from, let us know in the comments, because I just love to look back at these comments to see where everybody's from and what we're learning today. So welcome. So I'm gonna get right into it. If y'all have ever been to any of my live trainings, you guys know that I keep it 100%. I don't like to give any fluff, so let's just get into it. So again, my name is Latisse Hudson, and I'm a seven-figure business and marketing mentor. And I launched my business back in 2019 with one goal, right? My one goal was freedom, okay? And I can honestly say I have achieved that. And I just feel so grateful and so passionate and so happy that I'm here to share how I can help you guys achieve freedom as well. Because I think a lot of us have this vision in our mind that we're gonna change the world all at once. In reality, how we change our outer world is us changing our inner world. Okay. And I've been able to do that through my business. Okay. So my goal for this week for all of you is to recognize that you get to have that too, right? My big mission is to help a million women create financial freedom through their businesses without having to settle. And I'm deeply committed and passionate about this work. I'm sure you guys can feel that. My hands are flailing. I love this work, okay? And my full body belief is that women truly get to have it all. Like, that's my full body belief. My full body belief is that you truly get to have it all, without having to settle, period. Okay. So let me just go ahead and tag everybody to get everybody in the room. And we're just gonna have a good day. Okay. It's gonna be a great day. I'm really excited. So let me try to tag everybody. It looks like I can't do that. So, team, if you guys are in the chat and you want to tag people, that would be super helpful, because y'all know how these algorithms are. Okay. So, really quickly, a little bit about my story. And then, like I said, we're going to get straight to it, because I'm not here to bore you guys, but I am here to show possibility. So, back in 2019, I launched my coaching business. I had left Colorado. I was at the time, I was very victim. I wasn't taking any accountability or responsibility for my life. I sold pretty much all of my stuff. Anything that could come with me in my Jeep, I packed it up. And I moved from Denver to sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. I launched my company. I had just not even barely $2,000 in the bank. And I hustled. I hustled my ass off, right? I hustled from July to November. I finally had my first 20K month in November. But when I look back at how I achieved that first big milestone in my business, is I did it in a way that felt really hard. It felt really difficult. I was sending cold DMs every day. I was posting in free groups. I worked. I was doing tons of one-to-one coaching, and I was exhausted, right? I was undercharging. I was just trying to make something work. And you guys may be able to relate to that. So if you're in that spot where you're like, maybe you're sending tons of cold DMs, you're selling any type of product or digital product or course, and you're just trying to make it work, comment number one in the chat, okay? This is a safe space. We've all been there. So I want you to know that if you're there right now, there is a way to get out, okay? But I want you to realize that you don't have to stay there. And it really starts with the radical concept of accountability. It starts with the radical concept of belief and understanding that you're worth so much more than how you're currently operating. Okay. So while I am a business strategist, coach, marketing mentor, the core that got me from there to here, right? Seven-figure business, all the great things, is my belief. Okay, so we're going to talk more about that today, right? And we're going to talk about why your belief is so crucial for you to be able to sell offers to people that basically sell themselves. Okay, now y'all, I get to travel, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I lost almost 40 pounds in the last year, I have a small but mighty amazing team, I'm starting my real estate investing journey, and I'm really building wealth for the long term. And it wouldn't be capable, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have this business. Okay, so let's kind of get into it. Like, I'm so happy and so grateful that y'all all chose to be here today, and I'm gonna not waste your time. Okay, so this training, this mini course this week is for you, and I'm gonna lay some ground rules because I want to make sure that you guys are here and you're in it. Okay, so if you're in the chat, please say that you're here, I'm here, and I'm showing up. Okay, I want to know that. I want to hear that really loudly. I want to know that you are here and you're committed to yourself. Okay, so this week is going to be for you is if maybe you're a new coach, right? And maybe you haven't sold many coaching packages or any coaching packages at all, especially at a high ticket price point. So if that's you, go ahead and comment a number 1 in the chat. If you're brand new and you haven't really sold much before, I want you to comment a number 2 in the chat if maybe you're an existing coach and you've gotten some clients, but you haven't quite figured out the consistency behind those clients. So if that's you, comment another number 2 in the chat. You know that you're ready to attract clients though, and you're sick of chasing them. Okay, so if that's you, comment a number 2 in the chat. Okay, and then I want you to comment a number 3, and I think all of you will resonate with this. Okay, the work that I do and the work that I want to help you break through, it's not just a strategy. Okay, I'm a strategy girl through and through, but I want you to understand by commenting number 3, you're telling God, Spirit, the universe, whoever you are, whoever you believe in, just interchange that word, that you are ready to get fully present in your body, right? Because so often as CEOs, we're operating in our masculine, which is fine. Our masculine energy is great, right? It's what makes us partly very successful, right? But a lot of times what I find is that when I'm working with women CEOs specifically, and even my journey, is that we either go way too far one way where we're working so hard, nonstop, struggle, hustle, or we're too the other way, too in our feminine, where we're not doing anything. Okay, so I want to present this to you if you're a number 3, right? That you are ready to embody. Maybe you're ready to get to your first 6 figures. Maybe you're on the path to 7. It doesn't matter. I've done it all already. Okay, but you're ready to embody the woman that's on her 6 or 7 figure upgrade, who has the systems, who has the structure, who has the strategy in place, while also being fully supported. Okay, you know that at the core of all of this, it starts with belief in yourself, belief that you're worthy of making all the money that you desire, belief that you're worthy of living in overflow, belief that you're worthy of not struggling anymore, whether you're a mom, whether you're childless like me, whether you're single, married, it doesn't matter. Right, woman to woman, I want you to know that you are so worthy, and let's get ready to step into your upgrade. Okay, so hashtag upgrade in the chat, because we are all about to go on this journey to upgrade this week. Okay, so let's kind of do some ground rules really quick, and then we're going to get into it. Here's how you're going to make the most out of this experience, okay? I just told you guys we're all going to upgrade this week. So you can't upgrade if you're closed-minded. You can't upgrade if you feel like you know it all. Because if you knew it all, you'd already have the results that you're looking for. And you don't. You're here, okay? I don't know it all, okay? And I'm in mentorships, okay? I had mentorship calls this morning, okay? So you give what you get, right? It's a law of, I can never say that word, reciprocity, right? So whatever you give, you're going to get back from this experience. So if you're negative, if you feel like you know it all, if you feel this, that, and the third, I'm going to ask you to leave, because you're not going to learn anything from me with that type of mindset. But if you're ready and willing to embody the 6-figure or 7-figure woman, it's not just about wealth either. It's about who you're being, how you're showing up every day, your word, how you're serving your clients, how you're setting boundaries. We're going to talk about all of that, because I can't sit here in integrity and teach you how to build a 6 or 7-figure business if the foundation isn't right. Okay. The third to last thing I'm going to share with you is in this section about laying ground rules is that you got to be all in. Okay. Too often in our businesses, in our lives, we're half in and we're half out. We're like, maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll do that. No. I want you to give yourself full permission this week to be all in. Reschedule the appointments if you have to, right? You are here for a reason, Okay. And the last thing is I want you to be grateful, right? And I want you to share with me right now, what are you grateful for in the comments? Okay, because I think it's so easy to look at how much money we don't have, or how many clients we don't have, or the systems we don't have set up. I'm going to help you figure that out. Okay, let me do that for you this week. But what I want you to do for me and for yourself this week is find gratitude. Okay, so what are you grateful for? I know I'm grateful for water. I'm grateful for this beautiful camera, this internet, and I'm grateful for all 1,000+ of you that are here in this community. Okay, that's what I'm grateful for today, and my team helping me run this behind the scenes. Okay, so let's kind of talk about this, and this is what's going to lay the framework for everything else we're going to talk about this week. Okay, what's your vision? I want to know what's your vision. Okay, it's really important for me to know what your vision is. Okay, because if you don't know what your vision is, it's going to be really hard to get to the next level, right? We think about building a house. My friend actually, she just texted me. She's building a big, beautiful house here in Texas. Okay, and she showed me her plans last week. The designs, the plans, it's extensive. Okay, you don't need to know the how. You don't need to be the architect. You just need to know what the end goal is going to look like. Okay, and we answer the question about our vision by asking this question. What do you want? Okay, what do you want? Do you want a certain amount of money in the bank? Do you want a certain amount of clients? Do you want to have a certain experience? What do you want? And I want you to not judge yourself. I want you to take full permission to ask yourself, what do you want? Okay, comment in the chat right now. What do you want? Okay, as a woman, right, or non-binary, whatever you identify as, right, I focus on, typically speak to women, but I'm here for everybody, okay? I want you to understand that we have been conditioned by society to not want, right? We've been told that wanting is greedy, wanting is being a gold digger, wanting is bad, okay? Here's the reality, okay? We have to create these containers and spaces to get what we want, because we can't ever get what we want by second guessing ourselves, by playing small, by not playing full out, right? You have this big vision of a business, whether it's 100K a year business or 100K per month business, it doesn't really matter. But if you never conceptualize what it is that you want, you can't ever get it. Okay, so for us to talk about the strategy and all of that, I need to understand what your big vision is. Okay, so we're gonna refer back to this all week. Comment in the chat right now, what do you want? Really, what do you want? Despite judgment, despite the lack of, despite what anybody else is going to say, what do you want? Okay, because here's the thing, right? And I'm going to give you guys a quote out of the book, Working with the Law. Okay, it's a book that I've recently been digging into, and it's been changing my life. And it's something my mentor, David, introduced me to. Okay, in the book, Working with the Law by Raymond Hollywell, he states this specific statement that has completely changed my life. It says, no desire is felt until the supply is ready to appear. Okay? No desire is felt until the supply is ready to appear. Okay? And what does that actually mean? Like, I'm going to break that down in layman's terms, right? If you have a true desire to build a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure business, that's your desire, and your desire for a reason. Okay, so you, God, spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, is not going to put that in your heart or on your mind or in your spirit for you just not to get it, right? God's not gonna be like, yeah, here's all these big goals and dreams, but turn your back on you. There's no way you can get that, right? That's not gonna happen. Okay, and I want you guys to think about your true desire, right? Not just like this basic little like, oh, I'd love to have a 6-pack, or I'd love to have this, or I'd love to have a couple more clients. Like, what's your big want in all of this? To make an impact, to change lives, to create financial freedom, right? It means that everything you deeply desire and want is already existent on planet Earth, right? Does that not like blow your mind? Like, for me, it's just like, oh, like, it's mind blowing. Like, everything I want is already here. It's making its way to me. And now I have to be the person that's willing to receive and accept. Okay. And we're going to break through that today. Our blocks, our mindset barriers, our limiting beliefs, we're going to break through that today. Okay. This doesn't mean that you just sit back and don't do anything, right? That's not what this means. But what this means is that there is plenty to do, but it's about who you're being and what you're doing and making sure that those are in tandem to build your 6 or 7 figure business, okay? And you can build it as quickly as you like, okay? I built a 7 figure business, right? Like that, less than 3 years, okay? And now we're doing 7 figure years. It's great. So you're already here because you trusted me for some reason. Okay, so my big ask is that you lean in and you trust me and you let me this week guide you to where you want to be. Okay, because you trying to do it on your own isn't working, and that's okay. As humans, we need support, we need accountability, we need that reassurance, and we need somebody that's a little bit further ahead than we are to get us to the next level. Okay, you're already committed. Let's get you on your path to your upgrade. All right, so let's kind of break down what we're going to be covering today, and then we're going to get into it. So we've already kind of talked about some of the mindset shifts that you need to make to scale to 6 and 7 figures. The next thing we're going to talk about is the formula to ensure that your coaching program stands out and basically sells itself. Okay, I'm also going to talk about the science, the tangible pieces behind a profitable and scalable coaching program and model. Okay, I'm also going to talk about why adding in those guarantees that you guys see all over the damn internet that are driving me crazy, or doing all this done for you work, is actually hurting your sales and hurting your client's experience, and it's not going to make the sales that you think. Okay, so I know that's probably blowing your mind, but that's what we're going to get into today. Okay, so if you guys are loving this energy so far, which I'm like on a high right now, I want you guys to know that you're going to get more of this on day 3. Okay, so day 3 is a VIP bonus day only. Okay, we will not be hosting day 3 this Thursday in the Facebook group. So you're going to have to apply for day 3. Okay, day 3, I'm going to break down the entire framework. We're going to put everything together on how you can get to consistent 20K months with your signature coaching program. Okay, so team, you guys can drop it in the chats. It's in the pinned comments. Go get your application in, workwithlatisse.com. We're going to be talking about our brand new program, the 6-figure upgrade, and then also I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to know to get to consistent 20K months, okay? Without sales calls, cold DMs, daily social media, none of that, okay? So go ahead and apply for that advanced training. Okay, so let's kind of talk about some of the thoughts that maybe you're having in your mind right now, right? As you're ready to launch a new program or you're looking to scale your program, maybe this is you, okay? Maybe you're asking yourself, am I even qualified, right? Maybe you're asking, who's gonna buy from me? And why would somebody buy from me and not somebody else, right? Maybe you're asking yourself that question, right? And maybe you're also asking yourself question, oh, I need this fancy branding. I need this big, beautiful website. I need all this, that, and the third. All of this stuff is just junk, okay? I'm not saying there's no room for a rebrand. I'm not saying that those questions are invalid, but it boils down to your core beliefs about yourself. And when we think about becoming the 6 or 7-figure woman, right, she believes her work and the material that she teaches her clients alone is enough to move mountains. She doesn't need fancy ass branding. She doesn't need a new website. She doesn't need more degrees or letters after her names. She doesn't compare herself. She doesn't do any of that, okay? She stays in her lane. That's what she does, right? Because here's the thing, if you continue to fill your mind and your energy and your body with everybody else's beliefs but your own, at the core of that, you're not going to even know who you are. I've seen it happen time and time again with business owners that they get into this rat race and they lose themselves, okay? And then they wonder why their offers aren't selling. They wonder why they're not making the money that they want. They wonder why it feels like an uphill battle every time they launch something new, because what you're launching isn't even yours to begin with. That's why that's happening. Okay, so I want you to realize that watching everybody else on the sidelines is no more. We're not available for that. I want you guys to comment that in the chat. I am no longer available for sitting on the sidelines, period. I'm not, right? Because here's the thing, the women, the non-binary, the men, whoever you serve, they're waiting for you to show up and sell them the thing that they need. Not selling consistently, not having the right offer, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And I'm here to, there's no shame in that. But we have to start to create baselines and barriers in our businesses and boundaries, right? It's unacceptable for us not to show up in our full power, right? And a lot of times you're not showing up in your full power because you're scared, you're overwhelmed, you don't feel good enough, okay? All those are very valid, right? This is me sharing this with you, saying this can be two truths. It's unacceptable, and your feelings are also valid, right? But the thing is when we're creating offers, we have to create it from two places. We have to create offers from our soul, right? We have to create offers from our logical mind on what people actually want to buy and sell. And that's what I've been able to do over the last 4 years, is do that in tandem to get my offers to sell out pretty much every single time. Okay? And my clients are crushing it as well. So what if it was super simple for you to get to consistent 10, 20, 30K plus months without having to feel like you have to hustle or create something new every single week? Like, how would that feel in your body? Would that feel good? Would that feel like joy? Would that feel like peace? Tell me in the chat what feelings come up for you. Like, what if you could work way less than you're working right now? Some of you guys are working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week just trying to serve your clients. Okay, what if you could work way less and make way more? Right? What if you could quantum leap your business in weeks and months versus years and decades? Okay, there's a reason why I went from 20K months to 96K months and literally overnight. Literally. Okay, so the shift has to start here. Instead of why, like, who am I to do this? Who am I to sell? Who am I to make money at this level? Right? Because we all have our set points, right? And I know my limits. I know my limit of like how much money I'm good with making, and then above that it feels really scary. Okay? I'm gonna help you get past that this week. Okay? It gets to be easy, and that gets to be a belief. It gets to be easy. Why not me? Why not me? My clients need me. That's the energy I want you guys to start manifesting. Okay? Because here's the thing. If your heart and mind is in the right place, your success is inevitable. Your program's going to sell regardless, because you're creating it from a place of, this is a true need and a want and a desire for my clients and for me, right? And for me. Okay, I think so often coaches get it so twisted and backwards, and not on purpose, but we're constantly surveying our audience. What do you guys want? What do you think about it? But instead, we need to hold up a mirror and say, what do I want? What do I want to sell? How do I want to serve my clients? Right? How do I want to serve my clients? Because here's the thing, you guys, we're the ones who have to wake up every day and do this work, right? Us as a CEO, as a coach. Okay, so you have to do this work because you love it and because you truly want to help people. That's the first place we have to start when we think about creating offers that sell themselves. Okay, and the money is just a beautiful ass byproduct of you doing your life's work. That's what it is. So often I see people selling things that I know they're not passionate about. I know that they're cringing about inside. Anytime you sell anything that you think you should sell versus what you want to sell, you're going to get those should results. Okay? Let me repeat that. Anytime you start to sell something you think you should sell versus what you want to sell, you're going to get should results. Clients that think maybe I'll get it, half in and half out, maybe I'll think about it. Those are the answers you're going to get from the prospects on the other side, because it's not mutually exclusive. You're not giving out the same energy that you're asking back, right? We're asking for painful clients. We're asking for clients that are certain, right? And that certainty starts with us, okay? So stop thinking about your offers and programs as something that you have to do, and think about it as something that you get to do, something that will make your life's work come all together, that you just so happen get to sell for an amazing profit and serve so many people along the way, okay? So let's kind of talk about this. I want to know, what does freedom mean to you, right? For me, for a long time, when I thought about creating my offers specifically, I thought that, okay, if I give everything away, everything I've ever created away, that means that, right? That means that people are going to buy, right? And I was like, well, that's freedom, because I'm going to sacrifice everything and then I'm going to be left with nothing. And that's what freedom is. No, right? I thought it meant I have to hustle. I got to give a billion different modules, a million different calls to people, one-to-one, all of that. I'm like, I'm going to fight like hell and show people that I freaking mean it. And they're going to buy from me because of that, right? The reason why I ask about freedom is this. Because when we operate from a place of what we should do, and we operate from a place of what we think people want, we start to create a void. We create a void in ourselves, and a void in our offers, and a void in the market. It's doing the opposite of what you think it's doing. It's not doing anything that's going to be beneficial, right? Maybe it feels good right now. It's like you eating that donut that you know you probably shouldn't have right now, right? Because it feels good right now, but how is it going to make you feel later? And that's what happens when we create offers and programs and courses because it's a hot new trend or because everybody else is doing it, right? I'm not hating on AI. I actually love AI. I just sent out a newsletter about AI. But I don't see myself in the near future creating a program on AI because I'm not passionate about it. I'm not, right? And I just see these offers popping up left and right. And I'm like, is that really your life's work? Is that the work you want to be known for? And maybe for some people it's true, right? I'm not one to judge. I'm meeting that person with love, right? But I know for me to be true and for me to be my freest, most expression and version, it's to only deliver and create the programs and offers that I want to. Not because somebody else wants to buy it, because we'll get to that in a second, right? Because when we're showing up in our full expression, we naturally attract people that want to buy the thing that we have to sell. Does that make sense, you guys? Comment that makes sense in the chat. Okay, so I want you guys to get back to freedom, right? When we think about creating our offers with freedom in mind, freedom is the thing that gets us up out of bed every day. It's the freedom to show up for our clients when we want to and not when we don't have to. It's freedom to take calls when we want to and take calls when we don't want to. It's freedom to book a last minute first class trip to Cancun or not book that last minute trip. It's freedom to lay with your baby at 9 a.m. in the morning because they're feeling sick and you don't have to be anywhere but there. That's what freedom looks like, right? And I don't have kids yet, but I can't wait for those moments, okay? Freedom for me looks like flying my friends out on first class and saying, I got it, right? Freedom looks different to all of us, but in order for us to get to bridge the gap to freedom, right, we have to create the offer that supports the freedom, not the other way around, okay? So this is how we're going to do it, okay? We're going to shift into what I call the focus shift. Team, everybody comment that in the chat. The focus shift. And there's 3 parts to this when we're thinking about creating offers that convert into sales. 3 parts, okay? Here's the first part. Team, if you guys can comment this in the chat, that would be really helpful. The first part of creating an offer that basically sells itself is you have to become the one, okay? You have to become the go-to expert, the go-to authority, and you have to become a walking billboard for their transformation that you provide, okay? What is that rooted in? The identity, your identity, okay? Too often, think about this. Too often, people are so quick to tell us what they do, and they're less quick to tell us who they are. Too often, people are so quick to tell us what they do, all their accolades, and they're less quick to tell us who they are. Okay? So I have a lot of notes here. Hang with me and comment in the chat if you guys need more clarity on this, because I just got a massive download over the weekend when I was finishing up this content. When we think about the focus shift, it's about you becoming the 7-figure upgrade, okay? The 6 or 7-figure, wherever you are in your journey, the revenue number doesn't really matter, right? When I think about 6-figure upgrade, it's about the strategy and the systems. When I think about 7-figure upgrade, it's about the embodiment and the mindset, right? You're all on this journey, okay? We're all gonna get there to 7 figures, okay? But when we think about the focus shift and creating offers that convert into sales, becoming the one is this, okay? You have to understand that people are going to buy offers and courses and products and programs from people they want to learn from, okay? People they want to learn from. Stories that they can relate to. And what does that boil down to really? It boils down to possibility, okay? Possibility about what are you capable of, right? And I think pain point marketing is fine. I think pain point marketing is helpful. But when I think about the divine shifts in the market right now, when I think about where we're headed as a collective society, the feminine, right? Because I'm a feminine woman. When I think about the feminine as a whole, we want possibility, okay? And here's the thing that I need you guys to understand about becoming the one. You have to be your product. People, like, and I'm going to give you this example, okay? And I'm just going to say this. I thought about this because I was talking to a client a few weeks ago. And she was going through a really hard time, divorce, like she's going through a rough patch. And we were talking about this because she's looking for somebody to work with. And I had just thought about this in my mind, like, Would you ever, if you were going through a divorce or you were looking to like fix your marriage, would you go to somebody that has been 3 times divorced, not married, unhappy, but they're a divorce coach or a marriage coach, but they're divorced 3 times? Probably not. I mean, maybe, and I get maybe some of y'all in the chat are going to say, well, there's exceptions to the rule for sure. But we're not talking about exceptions today, okay? Right? The universe doesn't know exceptions. The universe knows this way or that way. Okay? So when we think about you being your product as a personal brand, as a CEO, as a coach, as a business owner, right? As a coach, you are selling your material, your ideas, your intellectual property. It's out of integrity for you to not be the best version of your product, right? So how in the hell is a divorced 3 times coach that's divorced going to be a successful marriage coach? More than likely not the case. Okay, so this is the foundation of selling offers that basically sell themselves, okay? It's about who you're being. It's about you. And this is the thing that so many people don't want to hear. They just want to slap up a sales page, send out some emails, and be like, let's get it. It's not as easy as that, okay? And it took me years to understand why certain clients of mine didn't do so well and the certain clients that did. They all got the same systems, they all got the same templates, they all got the same support. And what I've come to realize over the last few years is that they are not being who they say they're being. They're not. They're not being who they say they're being. And I can honest to God sit here and stand by that. Okay? So how do we shift into being our best self and being the identity of the thing that we're selling? This is how we do it. Right? Your word is law, period. Are you committed to being your word? What does this look like? We start by fixing our outward image, and not just what we look like in a physical body, but like who we present, how people perceive us. We fix it by honoring the small micro commitments that we make with ourselves every day. Because how can your clients show up and trust to buy from you, spend $3, $5, $10, $30, $50, $100,000? Yes, I have clients that have sold $100,000 packages, and we have one ourselves. That's not what I'm selling you this week, so breathe. Right? But like, how can you expect anybody to buy anything from you if you are sitting here out of integrity in your day-to-day life every single day? You're breaking contracts with yourself. You say you're going to go to the gym and then you don't go. You set a boundary with a client and then you don't honor it. I'm guilty of that one. So guilty, right? You say you're going to put your bills on auto pay or pay a bill on time and you don't do it. You say you're going to have a hard conversation and you avoid it because you're scared. Do you see how those micro commitments and who you're being starts to show up on the outside world? Right? Because everything in our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. Everything. Right? So when we think about if our offer is not selling in the way that we want it to, what's going on the inside? Every time, and I have a whole podcast episode about this, every time I get fully focused and back to honoring myself and being the one, being that girl, being romanticizing my life, being the one that I say that I am online and offline, my whole world changes every time. People start coming out of the woodworks. Latisse, can I buy this? Do you still have that for sale? Is that available? Do you have this package? Like, it's sometimes it can be overstimulating because you're like, damn, because I'm back in alignment. You cannot possibly be in alignment if you're not honoring the word with yourself. Right? We are all spiritual beings having this human experience. And I don't care if you're spiritual or not, you can't deny the fact that when you say and do the things that when you do the things that you say you're going to do, you feel better. You know you do. People treat you differently. You show up differently. You have a different level of confidence. Right? I get asked so many times, and we're going to talk more about selling tomorrow and marketing tomorrow. Right? But I get asked, Latisse, how do I get more confident? Right? It's not about getting more confident. You can't, you get more confident with taking more action, right? And having the courage to do the things and say the things that the 99% of people aren't willing to do, right? 99% of people are not willing to honor their word. 99% of people aren't willing to show up. 99% of people aren't willing to lead a healthy lifestyle. If that's true for you, some of you don't care about living a healthy lifestyle. That's okay. Right? It's about what your belief is. I know this is terrible, but I'm going to say it anyway. I used to be like, well, when I wasn't making as much money as I want, I'd be like, well, there are people that are bigger, physically than me, like more overweight or whatever. It's just terrible, but I'm being very vulnerable because I need you guys to understand this. And I'd be like, well, why are they making more money? They're not what I thought, and these were my beliefs at the time, not necessarily anymore. I was like, well, they don't look healthy, but they're making way more money than me. Well, in their conscious mind, they didn't have a belief that they needed to look or feel or be a certain way from their health perspective, right? But I had a value construct that, like, for me to be my best self, I need to be working out. I need to be eating healthy. I need to be nurturing my body. So that's why there was a disconnect. They were making more money because they didn't have that value. I have always had the value. So when I'm not on track with my diet, when I'm not working out, I don't make the money that I want. Period. I know that. Right? So you have to look at the cornerstone of building great offers, selling great products, as you being the walking freaking billboard for the thing that you're selling. Period. You have to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? So that's the first thing, right? We got to understand that the focus shift is first about becoming the one that people want to work with, becoming the one that people want to learn from. And you have to ask yourself this question. And you guys can comment in the chat if you feel vulnerable. I just made a very vulnerable share. Okay? And it was no one person I was looking at or anything like that, but that was my belief 3-4 years ago. Right? So it gets to be this, right? Sorry, my computer just freaked out. So I want you to ask yourself or comment in the chat, are you honoring your word? And if you're not, comment one thing in the chat that you're going to change today. One thing. I need to drink more water. Go get some more water after this live. Right? Put it in your calendar. Because we can't sit here and say that we want, but we're unwilling to do the uncomfortable actions that get us there. Okay, this isn't to say you need to suffer or be like stuck or like massively stressed out. That's not the belief that I hold. You will be challenged, right? That's what my mentor says. You will be challenged, right? But like, you can't sit here and ask your clients in integrity to challenge themselves if you're not willing to do the same. That's the honest to God truth. Okay, that's the first part about becoming the one. That's how you start to create offers that sell themselves, because you become the product that you're selling. Okay? Raquel says, I used to get so many certifications because I thought I needed it. No. The 6-figure upgrade and the 7-figure upgrade woman knows her work is powerful and she doesn't need a million modules or certifications or degrees to sell it. Period. No one's ever asked me, Latice, what's your certification? What's your degree? No one's ever asked me that, and I've been doing this for 4 years. No one. Honest to God. And don't go ask me it in the comments either. It don't matter. Okay, because I'm here right now. Okay? The second part of this focus shift is that you've got to realize that, and I'm going to give you guys a really good analogy in just a second about getting focused and why it's so important. Okay? The second one part of this is about the power of one. Okay? Team, comment that in the chat. In order to shift our focus to being able to sell offers that basically sell themselves, it's a compound effect, right? You have to focus on one thing at a time when you're starting. Okay? When you're growing your business, you can sell multiple things. That's my full belief. But at the beginning, when you're spread so thin trying to sell a course, VIP days, coaching, group coaching, digital products, it's too messy. You haven't fully dialed in on becoming the one, so it's going to be really difficult to sell to the one. Okay, we're going to talk about that. In the middle, you need the power of one, which is one offer. Let me see. I had a question here. Let's see. Astra says, does that mean you have to be perfect or healed before you can sell your program? No, absolutely not. I ain't perfect. I ain't healed. Here's the thing. I'm going to talk about this selling to one client in just a second. Nobody wants perfect. For one, it's unattainable. It's very unrealistic, right? To exist is an act of faith alone. To be on this planet, like, it was an act of faith. Right? Do you guys know how many sperms it took? Right? How many sperms are fighting for that one egg? You were one of them, okay? So I need you to understand that you are an act of miracles. As a person, standing here today with no extra, no less, no more, you're an act of miracles. So when you can show up in that belief every day, when you can show up selling your offers like that every day, you don't need permission from me or anybody else, right? And I think that we look at other people and we make them idols. Well, she's selling it that way, or she's doing it this way, or she has this much confidence. We all started at zero. I started with 0 followers, 0 people on my email list, 0 money for ads. That's where I started. Okay? Look at me today. So no, you don't need to be perfect. Nobody wants perfect. Perfect is unrelatable. I don't buy from perfect people, and I hope to God I hope my clients don't buy from me because they think I'm perfect, because I'm a hot ass mess some days. Okay? Right? I was finishing the tech for this launch at freaking 11 o'clock last night. I ain't perfect, but I'm confident, and I have the courage to continue to show up, and I have the courage to stay focused. Okay? It takes courage to stay focused. In a world where we have 5-second TikTok videos and ads hitting us all day long, it takes courage to stay focused, right? Okay, Astra says, I agree. I'm referring to becoming the one. Yeah, let me talk about that really quick. Let me give you some more context, okay? Becoming the one and being the go-to expert, being the walking billboard. No. Your content should involve who you are, what you stand for, what you don't stand for, right? And realizing that your clients just need you. They don't need the mask. They don't need, if you don't wear makeup every day, then don't wear makeup. If you are more lean politically one way versus the other, talk about that, right? If you are passionate about, animal rights, talk about that, right? If you I just made a post yesterday on Facebook. I said, I just turned 30 a month, at the beginning of May. It's not even a month yet. I just turned 30. And society's expectations of me is you should have kids by now. You should be married. I don't want to have kids right now. I don't want to be married right now. I look forward to being married and having children. I don't want that right now. Two truths can be held true. That's the content that creates people to thank you. That's the content that gets people to relate to me. That's the content that gets people to say, I see you. That's the content that opens the doors for people to say, what else can she do for me? How else can she help me? Because she's being in integrity online and offline. I'm not living my life online saying I don't want kids and I got 4 kids behind the sheets. No, I don't have any kids. And I'm happy. And when I have them, I'm going to be just as happy. Right? So it's about these little aspects of your life, these little aspects of what make you you, that people can connect to and grab onto, because we're humans, we're human beings, spiritual beings having a human experience. So if all you ever talk about is something really boring and bland, people can't relate to that. Okay, so becoming the one is about being so in tune with your body and your own beliefs that you don't give a damn what anybody else has to say about it, because your clients, the clients that need you, they're going to be naturally attracted to who you are because of who you are. Not because of anybody else, not because of your colors or your this. Because if they're only attracted to you because of that, that's superficial anyway, right? You know the saying, looks fade. Don't marry just because of how somebody looks. They'd be like, oh, the sex ain't good anymore. My wife gained weight, blah, blah, blah. He's going bald. That ain't real love. Obviously, yes, you need to be attracted to the person, but that's not real love, right? So when I think about me serving my clients, it feels like a love letter. It feels like a love letter when I show up here, in any way that I show up. Okay, that's how you become the one. Okay, now let's kind of double back on the power of one offer. Okay, I just have a couple things to say about this. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, having one offer at the beginning or the consistent 20, 30K months is important. It's important for a few reasons. A, you become known. Think about the biggest brands that you know. Think about Nike. What are they known for? Shoes, right? Yes, they sell bags and t-shirts and all those other things, right? But if you go to Nike, you're more than likely going there for shoes. Okay, think about McDonald's. I don't eat there, but what are they known for? Hamburgers. Yeah, they sell soda and fries and ice cream if the machine works, but they're known for their hamburgers, right? Think about Lululemon. Lululemon is known for leggings. Okay, you guys get it. The list goes on and on. So as coaches in business, when we're competing with the worldwide internet, It's so much easier to become known for one thing and then branch out versus being trying to be broad and then go back in. It's so much harder to do that. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that it's going to be a longer road than if you just started with becoming known for one thing. Okay? Because here's the thing, your passion, right? If the machine works for real, right? You becoming known for the one thing that you're really passionate about speaks volumes over you being like this multi-passionate person, okay? Or business owner. We're all multifaceted. I talk to business owners every day. I literally do this for a living, okay, you guys? This is how I eat, breathe, pay my team. Okay? I do this every day. I get, well, Latisse, I'm multi-passionate. Great. Be multi-passionate. You're human. You should be. We all have multiple passions. I like to eat. I like to work out. I like to go out. I like to travel. I'm multi-passionate. Just because you're multi-passionate doesn't mean you need to monetize everything you're passionate about. Okay? Monetize the thing that you're deeply in love with and that you could talk about for the next 3 to 5 years. Monetize that, become known for that, become a specialist so that people can be magnetically attracted to you. Oh, so and so, oh yeah, they're really good at email. Oh, so and so, yep, she can help with trauma. Oh, so and so, yep, she works with Black women after divorce. Become that person. So then you can go wide. Okay? First, we need to go deep, and then we go wide with the signature offer. Okay? Cool. The last part of the focus shift when we think about selling offers that basically sell themselves is selling to the one. Right? Getting to your next 100K or your first 100K requires laser sharp focus. I really want you guys to hear what I'm saying. This doesn't mean that you're going to be put in a bubble or have to speak to one client forever. It's just saying that you speak to one client now. Your power of one, your signature offer, is just an outward expression of you becoming the one. Okay? What you sell on the outside is the version of you that's on the inside that just can't be held in capture any longer. Right? It's so much easier to burst that out in one way with one offer than trying to make 20 million different things at the beginning, right? As you grow and scale, yes, you're gonna add more offers, sweetie. Okay, but right now we're gonna focus on one because one can get you to 1 million. It can get you to 2. Why? I know. I've done it. Okay, so I want you to understand that the focus shift is 3 parts. It's about becoming the one. Who are you being every day? Your word is law. How are you staying committed to the words and the actions that you said you're going to be committed to? Because people cannot buy from people that are out of integrity with themselves. Or you're going to get people in the same way, right? Think about shitty clients, you attract what you are. Right now, I'm not going to sit here and say every single shitty client that you've ever had is because of who you are, right? But what can we do and take radical responsibility so we make sure that type of situation doesn't happen again? It starts with who you're being. Okay, second, sell one thing. Become known, be a specialist, charge at a premium price because you being the one and valuing yourself at a high level, people can't be nothing but forced to see that light and that beam from you. Okay, so they're going to be magnetically attracted to you and they're like, how can I work with you? How can I buy? Okay, and lastly, we're going to speak to one client only. We're not going to speak to new moms and dads and this person and that person. We're going to speak to one person. Pick one. Speak to new moms. Speak to women over 40. Speak to millennial women. Speak to non-binary folks. I don't care who it is, right? But you have to pick one to start, okay? So I want you guys, if this all made sense, we still have a little bit more to go. We'll probably run over about 10 minutes, right? But I want you to comment. Actually, no, let me give you this analogy really quickly, okay? And then I want you to comment something in the chat for me. For you, really. It's not for me because I've already committed to this. I want you to get focused, okay? When we look at your life, it's a sum of parts, okay? Who are you being? What are you doing? What are you selling? When we think about your life, your business, all the things. So in order to combat any struggles or issues wherever you're at, you got to get focused, okay? And I want to give you guys this analogy because I think it's really important. So my mentor talked about this, and I thought this was really powerful. We are hardwired to be able to, although we can't necessarily multitask, and I'm going to tell you why in a second, we actually can kind of multitask a little bit, right? Think about we're driving, we can listen to music, we can drive, we can look at directions, we can do a lot of different things. But over the last few years, as texting and driving has gotten so popular and not in a good way, recent studies have shown that even looking down at your phone for 1 second, the wheel starts to tilt where you're going. And in that 1 second, you can have a fatal accident. Catastrophic, fatal. Everybody gonna die, right? Could die, right? And I don't mean to be triggering if you've had that in your life. I do apologize. But I need you guys to understand this. So this is what I need you guys to understand is that, and I'm not comparing this to that. Please be mindful. I'm not comparing you not being focused a fatal accident. That's what I'm saying. But with analogy, you have to stretch. Okay, I need you guys to understand this. So when we think about texting and driving, 1 second could cause fatal, catastrophic damage. So think about in our lives and in our businesses every day, we show up and we're scrolling over here. We're trying this new offer over here. We're building this new thing over here. Every day is 1 second of catastrophic misfocus. Every day in our businesses. So we have to ask that question. We have to ask the question. Why am I allowing myself to have this experience right now? Why am I allowing myself to not be focused? Why am I allowing myself to just be getting by? Why am I allowing myself to just have enough money? Why am I allowing myself to work with shitty clients if you're in that situation? Why? And I can tell you why. Because it's all you think that you deserve. You got to sit with that one. You're allowing your outward world to happen because it's all you think that you deserve. Here's how we flip the script. It's about who you're being every day. And it's also about now having conscious awareness so that you can be your best, do your best, and serve your clients the best. You have to get rid of all distractions, and you have to command presence in your life. You have to command presence in what you're selling, in your life, and how you're showing up. Okay? Because as long as you tolerate and allow, that's all you ever get. Okay? So your offer isn't selling because you're tolerating it not selling. Or you haven't launched your business because you're tolerating that it's okay that you continue to sit and spiral and be overwhelmed. The 6-figure upgrade woman and 7-figure upgrade woman doesn't do that. She doesn't. She makes decisions. She decides. She executes. She takes actions and she rests. That's what she does. That's how she sells her offers out. That's how she gets people throwing her thousands and thousands of dollars without needing a million modules to do it. Okay? When we think about selling a signature offer, there's a few key pieces here. Okay? It's about garnering the belief that you can sell it and that it's worth a damn. That's the first part. We talked about that. It's also about serving a market that can actually pay you. Okay? I think a lot of us have this Captain Save-A-Ho mentality that we're going to just try to save everybody. Okay, do that with your free content. Your paid content needs to support your life first. Period. We are not charities. We're not. How are you going to pay your bills with giving everything away for free? And I'll be honest, giving everything away for free doesn't actually change. It'll change a little bit. It'll get people inspired, but does it get people to take action? Maybe. Right? But you cannot sit here and expect to be 6, 7, 8 figures if you never charge for anything at the level that it's worth. Okay? I'm going to answer the questions in just a second. So not only do you have to work, you have to sell to people that want to buy, right? Think about if you've ever had dental surgery, right? Whether it's cosmetic or it's pain, people buy for 2 reasons. They're in pain or they want pleasure. That's why people buy. Okay, so some of your people, pain point marketing will work. For some of you, pleasure marketing works better. Okay? Think about it. If you're in so much pain and you need that tooth pulled, you cannot wait another day. That's the type of messaging and the marketing and the angle that you have to use when you're selling your offers. You cannot wait another damn day. Okay? And that could be paradise or that could be pain. I'm here to tell you it actually doesn't matter which one. What matters is that you do one of them or both. It doesn't matter, right? But at the core of it, your people need to understand that you can help them solve their problem and you have a clear solution. So often when I talk to clients and coaches, they're just like, I'm going to help you get joy and peace and energy. Well, that's great, but those are all decisions. You can decide today to have joy. Just like when you have the money in your bank account, you feel a certain way. You can decide to channel that feeling right now. You can decide to channel that feeling later. You can call in love whenever you want because you are love. You can call in joy whenever you want because you are joy. Right? That's not just what our clients don't just want joy and love and peace. They're looking at how can they get a result that's also going to make them feel that way. Right? Because they're on this journey of like, how can I get the thing that I most need right now? Whether it's health, losing weight, whether it's helping them make money, whether it's helping them get into a healthy relationship, it doesn't necessarily matter, whatever it is that you're passionate about, but we have to speak to those wants and needs. The wants, they want to lose the weight. The wants, they want to make the money. The wants is that they want to be in a happy marriage or find their husband or their wife or their partner. That's the want. And the need, the soul need, is the peace, the joy, the fulfillment, the happiness. So we have to, just as much as we sell the intangibles, we have to sell the tangibles. Okay? It needs to be something that they can grab onto, that they can feel, that they can touch, they can taste. Joy for everybody is different. Losing 15 pounds is the same 15 pounds on everybody. It's going to feel different. And that's where you becoming the way you make somebody feel in your presence and your content and your ads. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. That's what gets people to buy, right? That's what gets people to buy, okay? So when I think about the key pieces of a signature program, right? A client that has a want and a need, and they're ready to solve their problem now with urgency. They don't want to do it in 3 months or 6 months. They want to do it right now. There needs to be urgency, okay? You also need to package and price your offers for the value versus the time, okay? I use this analogy all the time, right? Think about if you needed open heart surgery, okay? The doctor was like, it's going to take 10 hours, right? It's going to be extensive. The surgery's $45,000. You're like, all right, doc, you're going to figure it the frick out. You're going to be like, I'm going to figure it out. I got to save my life. I'm going to get the $45,000. You hear me? Like, I'm going to get the $45,000. Right? So you wrap up the surgery. Doc, you're waking up. Doc says, great. Your surgery only took 7 hours. I saved your life. Are you going to ask, okay, can we prorate that? No, you're not going to ask for that. Hell no, you'd be crazy. He just saved your life. Absolutely not. Right? So again, I need to make this disclaimer. I'm not comparing coaching to heart surgery. But what I am saying is that we need to have and present, right, in a way that gets our clients to create their own internal urgency based off of what they really want. Right? You guys have heard that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can't force somebody to change. You guys are trying to sell to people that don't want to change. It's a simple change. Don't sell to those people. If somebody is overweight and doesn't think they're overweight and doesn't want to lose weight, you trying to convince them in the DMs or whatever isn't going to do anything. You speak to the person that's like, you want to feel good in your body again. That's going to get the person that wants to feel good in their body again to comment. To say, hey, I'm going to send you a DM. Hey, I'm going to book a call. Hey, I'm going to apply to work with you. That's what that's going to do. Okay? So I need you guys to understand, trying to convince people to buy your offers never will work. Okay? We have to package our offers versus the value, not the time. Right? With that heart surgery example, you're not going to ask for your money back. You're going to be like, thank you, God, that you saved my life. Thank you, doctor, that you saved my life. Right? So it's the same thing. So now knowing that when we price our offers, right, when we price for profit on the front end and the beginning and long going, look at the return on investment you're going to help somebody get. If you just help somebody save their life, right, a heart surgeon, right, which we're not, most of us, I don't think any of us here are, but maybe, the return on investment is that I just saved your life, right? If you help somebody lose weight, not only are you in a way helping them save their life, right? You're helping them get time back with their kids, be intimate with their partner again, them feel sexy and confident, those intangibles that we just talked about. Isn't that worth a damn? Isn't it? You gotta be telling me it is. Tell me in the chat, isn't that worth it? Right? So I want you guys to think about your own expertise and your own offers. It's worth it. You having an offer that is so worth it, that's 10x infinitely worth it, whether you help people make money, lose weight, relationships, spirituality, it doesn't matter. As long as you can clearly articulate how this is going to change your life, there's an infinite return. And that's an offer that basically sells itself. Okay? So I have a couple more points here, you guys, and then we're going to wrap up for today. Okay? So if you're loving this and you guys want to go to the bonus training on Thursday, you literally need to submit an application, because if you guys are loving day 1, day 2 is going to be bomb, and day 3 is going to blow your freaking mind. Day 3 on Thursday is bonus only. You have to apply. Okay? I'm going to be talking about our 6-figure upgrade program, and I'm really going to be breaking down in the advanced training the 3-part framework to consistent 20K per month. Okay, without having to do cold DMs, social media every day, or even sales calls, right? We haven't done a sales call. We don't do sales calls. We don't do it. I don't like them. It's a boundary. Okay, so if you want to learn how we've done that, right, go to workwithlatisse.com to apply. Okay, team, drop it in the chat. Okay, here's the last little bit about offers that basically sell themselves. Okay, hang with me, you guys, about 10 more minutes. Okay, here's what a lot of coaches think why people will buy. They think that they need to be priced affordable, that they need to have 5 spots left, that they have this fancy branding and website, they have thousands of followers on social media, or the latest in the last year is that they have a guarantee or they don't pay. And I'm going to tell you guys why none of that shit is going to work. Okay? You don't need to be priced to be affordable. You don't need to have limited spots. You don't need a fancy website. My website right now is down. We do have one, but it's being redone, right? But I made my first 300K without a damn website. I didn't even have one, okay? And I don't offer guarantees. And I'm going to tell you guys why I don't offer guarantees. Nobody is over me every day making me get out of bed every day. No one. So when we do that to our clients, when we offer these guarantees or they don't pay, not only is it not smart financially, because now you are responsible for a grown-ass adult, it won't be me. You're responsible. If you're saying, hey, I'm going to guarantee all this stuff, even if you don't show up, you'll get your money back. What happens? People don't do the work because they're not committed to doing the work. Imagine if people got married with a divorce clause, which they do. Personally, I will not be getting a prenup when I get married. That's just my personal opinion, right? I thought through this. Please don't come for me. It's my decision. For me, getting a prenup feels like it's a divorce. It's an easy way out for divorce. That's what it feels like for me, okay? So when I think about guarantees and I see all these ads, or you don't pay, get that shit away from me. I don't want it. Because that gives me an easy out to just be like, well, if I don't do the work, I just get my money back anyway. You can't properly track cash flow as a business owner. It's very unhealthy for a business. Do you think Target just has that all? If you don't want it, you just don't pay. You get to keep it and you don't pay. No, sure, yeah, they have a refund policy. And if you want to put that into your business, great. We don't offer refunds. I'm not here for it. We don't and never will, right? Because I stand by my offers. I stand by the work that I do. I'm also really, really passionate about showing up for my people, right? I'm also really, really bought into the work that I do. And I know my work ethic. I don't know yours. I know my team's work ethic. I don't know yours. So if you decide you don't want to come to coaching calls for 3 or 4 months and then you want your money back, that doesn't fly for me. That's not how life works. Right? I think it's a very disempowering thing to do. I really do. And I've done it before because I thought it was like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, that's the trend. It was a very disempowering experience. All the clients that came in, I did a 10 round beta. I got 10 people in, actually 12, and they all got results. So like that was great, right? Because I was confident in my offer, but I still did all the work. I did done for you, and I did all the work, and I had a guarantee. So I was damn sure. I was like, I'm gonna make sure y'all get these results. But like, what did that really teach them? It didn't teach them anything. And now they're just like babies. Lifeless, right? Basically. I don't have any kids, but like babies they need you 24/7, right? And like I don't want that. I don't want that with any of my clients. I'm a grown ass adult. I make grown ass decisions, and you should too. You should take responsibility for your life and your business. You chose this, not me. I chose my business, right? And I'm going to do whatever the freak it takes to make it work. Whatever it takes. When we start giving guarantees or you don't pay, it just gives people an easy way out. And for me, again, I'm about being in flow. I'm about being in harmony. I'm about scaling with ease and upgrading and all those great things. But I also am going to put in the work, right? This isn't about this like magical thinking of that you just show up and it just everything manifests. No, it's about manifestation plus action equals results. And I only want to be surrounded by people that get that ideal or want to understand that ideal. I'm not here to teach people that ideal. I'm not. I'm not here to teach you how to run your business. I'm here to teach you how to think. That's why I'm here. Okay? I'm here to teach you how to think. Okay? So why people actually buy? They want to solve their problem. They wake up every single day with a problem to solve, period. Just like that tooth example. If your tooth is hurting, best believe you call in every freaking dentist in town. Okay? They also buy because there's a clear step-by-step process. I don't care if you're a life coach, a healing coach, a spiritual coach, there is a process. Think about the universal laws. There's a process. I'm super spiritual, you guys. I follow the laws of the universe. That is a process, okay? So when you're going to sell your signature offer, what you're known for, there needs to be an A point and a Z point, period, okay? And that doesn't need to be a million modules or anything like that, but we do need to get clear on what that pathway is, okay? The other reason people buy, and we've talked about this a little bit, is about you becoming the one. They buy because you're credible, not because you have accolades and all this like million years of experience. You're credible because you're consistent. That's why you're credible. Like, think about it. You're going to trust me over somebody that has 0 posts on social media, right? You're going to, because I'm consistent and I'm vulnerable and I actually care. Okay? And lastly, they're going to buy from you because they see what's possible. You are a walking billboard for your offer. Your identity is transforming them, whether you even know it or not. Because you standing in your power and in your identity is what's getting them to want to change theirs. Because here's the thing, we can all sit here and say, oh my gosh, like I already know what to do. I know the universal laws. I know how to create offers. You don't, because if you did, you would already have the results that you're looking for. And that's okay, right? You learn from somebody that's already done it, right? I have mentors. You have mentors. We all have mentors. I have mentors in pretty much every part of my life, right? But when I was going through a horrible breakup in 2022, I didn't go to somebody that was single and that didn't understand it and that didn't have what I wanted. I learned from people that have a life that I desire. I think people make it bad when they're like, oh, you shouldn't be jealous or whatever. Okay, yes, I think there is a healthy line of jealousy, right? Because jealousy at the core to me is all that means that you want something that somebody else has. The issue comes in is that when you're not willing to do the work to get what they have, if it's a deep desire, it may not be a deep desire for you, and that's okay, right? But you don't get to talk crap, be mean, be nasty. You don't get to do that, right? You don't get to, you meet them with love, just like you need to meet yourself with love every single day. Just like you need to meet yourself with love every single day, okay? And meet that person with love. I thank people when I see people making 500K months. I'm not there yet. I'm like, thank you for showing me what's possible. Thank you for paving the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? So the goal of all of this, right, when we think about offers that basically sell themselves, it starts with you. Your 7-figure upgrade, it doesn't require you sacrificing. It doesn't require you giving them a million different modules, a million different calls. They don't need all that shit. They don't. Because the more you crowd their minds, the more complicated it becomes. I've been there. I know. Right? And we do that from a place of, you know why we do that? You know why most coaches were going to give a million one-to-one calls, 24/7 Voxer, individual client homework, manual onboarding, all the shit that you don't need to be doing? You know why people do that? Coaches do that and business owners do it because of a lack of certainty. A lack of certainty. And that lack of certainty comes from a lack of clarity. And the lack of clarity comes from the root belief that you don't think you're good enough. So if I could leave you with anything today when it comes to selling offers that basically sell themselves, is that what if the story that I'm not good enough no longer had to be true? What if I stopped attaching meaning to how much I do for people and attached it to what I do for people? Wouldn't that be powerful? Right? What if I stepped into my 6 or 7 figure upgrade and said, like, and I'm talking as you right now, right? What if I stopped attaching meaning to how many modules, how many lessons, how much it costs? Get rid of all that. And what if I only attach meaning to what I do for people? I help people make a shit ton of money and create a life of freedom. At the core, that's what I do for people. I attach meaning to that. I don't attach meaning to how many lessons you're going to get, how many calls you're going to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We live in a mindset of like, oh my gosh, we live in decision fatigue. The moment as a 6 or 7 figure woman, the upgrade is deciding that you're no longer going to live in that decision fatigue. You're no longer going to over deliver. You're no longer going to underprice. You're no longer going to discount. You're no longer going to give your left kidney for these clients. We can both love our clients and support our clients and also support ourselves. Okay? Your offer should feel effortless to sell, to create, to scale. They should feel effortless. And if they don't, that's not freedom. Okay? It's not about how many calls and modules. It's not about that, you guys. It's about how deeply you can support in changing your clients' lives and how committed you are to doing so. Okay? So as I wrap up, I have 2 last things for you guys. I want you guys to comment in the chat right now. I'm committed to changing my life and my client's life. There is no but. I think so many people fight for the limitations. Well, if I'm going to be a 6 or 7 figure coach, I got to do everything. I got to be to everybody. I got to over deliver. No, we're not doing that anymore. That's a woman that's out of her power. And I'm not here for it. The $1 million woman is in her power. The $1 million woman sells what she wants to sell. The $1 million woman is the one that is magnetically attracted to everything and everybody around her. She doesn't chase clients, she attracts. Okay? I get to have a life that has freedom and the highest level of service. Okay? So tomorrow we're going to talk all about, you guys, today was epic. I'm just like, I'm just loving it. You guys are great energy. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can automate your marketing to turn clients into strangers. Okay? Without being on social media all day, without sending cold DMs, and without even having to do sales calls. Because now that we have the foundation of understanding what makes a great offer, right? I didn't want to give you guys cookie cutter offer stuff. You know, oh, you need 6 modules. No, I'm not here for that. You guys can learn that inside of the 6-figure upgrade program. You guys are going to get some of that. But at the core of this, it's really about understanding who you're being every day, what you're doing every day, and how committed you are to being the version of yourself that you have not yet tapped into. Okay? Because that's why people are going to buy from you in the masses. Okay? That's your secret sauce. People always ask me, Lizzie, what's your secret sauce? I'm me. That's my secret sauce. That's why people buy from me. That's why people catch my vibe. Because I'm me. Okay? So again, tomorrow we're going to talk all about how to automate your marketing, turning clients into strangers, literally some days overnight. It happens fast. Okay? You have the foundation in place. Now we're going to market it and sell it out. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to talk about attracting and no longer chasing. The 6 and 7 figure woman, she doesn't chase, she doesn't beg, she doesn't convince. What she does is stand fully in her power. She embodies a woman that's consistent, that sells, that loves doing so, and that makes as much freaking money as she want to make. Okay? So if you love day 1, you guys, I've enjoyed today so much. Make sure that you get your application in for the bonus day on day 3 on Thursday, because it will not be in the Facebook group. Day 3 will be on Zoom. Okay, so if you want to learn how to get to consistent 20K plus months, go to workwithlatisse.com. Okay, I'm going to be breaking down the whole formula because I couldn't cover it all in 2 days. So I'm going to be breaking all down on Thursday for day 3. Bonus only. Go to workwithlatisse.com to apply. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I am going to drop some homework in the group, so make sure that you get back to me on that homework. Okay, I'm going to be asking you guys about your vision and like what you want, how much money you want, because at the end of the day, none of this matters if you're not clear on what you want, right? You guys just heard me, right? The root of your lack of certainty is because you have a lack of clarity, because you think you're not good enough. I'm not here for it anymore, right? The woman that I serve, all the women or non binary, whoever you are in this group right now, you get to have whatever you want. And damn it, I mean it, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you live tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye.